Sri Lanka is an island country in South Asia, lying just southeast of India. Ram Setu Bridge, that is a chain of limestone shoals spanning the Palk Strait, became submerged about 7,000 years ago. About halfway across the Palk Strait, Kachativu Island straddles the border between Sri Lanka and India. Of Sri Lanka's about 22 million inhabitants, approximately 17 million speak the Indo-Aryan language called Sinhalese, while the rest speak the Dravidian language called Tamil. The original Sanskrit name of the country was Sri Lanka Dvipa, or simply Lanka, which originated from the Tamil term Ilankai. In antiquity, the country was also nicknamed Tamarvarni and Simhala. The Portuguese names Ceylon and the English Ceylon were a corruption of the Persian Ceylon and the Chinese Shilan. Sri Lanka's holy mountain, namely Shripada, is located just about 40 kilometers southwest of the island's highest peak, known as Piduruta Lagala. However, the country's most famous landmarks are the rock fortress of Sigiriya and the flat-top hill of Danigala. In the Neolithic, hunter-gatherers, commonly referred to as the Balangola people, settled the island and eventually split into two main clans named the Rakshasas and the Nagas. The epic Ramayana describes them as bellicose tribes practicing cannibalism and witchcraft. They carved enigmatic petroglyphs into rock faces and cave walls. They're regarded as the ancestors of the Veda ethnicity, who still live in the deep of the island's jungle, but form only a tiny minority of Sri Lanka's population today. The earliest Rakshasa kings were Kubera, Ravana, and Vibhishana. In 543 BC, King Vijaya established the House of Tambapani, the first of 8 successive mixed Indo-Aryan and Dravidian dynasties who ruled over the island for 2,358 years. From time immemorial, the traditional Vedic religion was the predominant belief system in Sri Lanka. Trincomalee and Mavidapuram are the most ancient pilgrimage sites on the island, dating back at least 3,000 years. Buddhism was introduced into Sri Lanka in the 3rd century BC by Mahinda and Sanghamitta, the son and daughter of Indian Emperor Ashoka. Sanghamitta carried a sapling of the Bodhi Tree to Sri Lanka's ancient capital, Anuradhapura, where it continues to grow to this day. The island's history was marked by the rivalry between its Indo-Aryan and Dravidian clans. In the 2nd century BC, Indo-Aryan King Dutu-Gamunu managed to vanquish his Dravidian opponents thanks to the help of 10 giant warriors. Sri Lanka soon went on to become one of the most important Theravada Buddhist countries in Asia, with several historic temples, monasteries, and sanctuaries. In the 1st century BC, as the island experienced a 12-year famine, 500 monks congregated at Aluvihare Rock Temple and resolved to write down the Pali Canon, which came to be recognized as the foundational scripture of Theravada Buddhism. Born in Sri Lanka in 370 CE, Buddhaghosa is considered one of the most influential authors and philosophers in the history of Buddhism, mostly due to his seminal work, The Purification Path. From the 5th to the 11th centuries, the island was attacked by Tamil pillagers and Austronesian pirates. As a consequence, several Buddhist ascetics turned into warrior monks or withdrew into the forest and hid in caves. Born in 1408, Tota Gamue was a very knowledgeable monk who could speak at least 6 languages and was conferred the title of Buddhist Patriarch of Sri Lanka. Unlike India, Sri Lanka was spared Muslim invasions, and Buddhism endured on the island until 1505, when Portuguese colonists arrived, followed by the Dutch in 1612 and the British in 1795, all of whom were somehow inimical to South Asian religions. From 1815 to 1948, Sri Lanka was a British crown colony. In the midst of colonization, monks Saranankara and Gunananda endeavored to preserve the island's Buddhist tradition. Finally, in 1880, American author Henry Steele Olcott landed in Sri Lanka with his partner Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. After studying Buddhism under Sri Lankan monks Piyaratana and Sumangala, Olcott was initiated into the 5 precepts which formed the basis of Buddhist ethics. He helped design the Buddhist flag and sponsored more than 300 Buddhist schools on the island, including the Mahinda College, the Ananda College, and the Dharmaraja College. He also influenced many native Buddhist intellectuals, such as Anagarika Dharmapala, who represented Theravada Buddhism at the World's Parliament of Religions in 1893. In 1911, a German Buddhist monk named Jnanatiloka Mahathera founded the Island Hermitage, that is, a Buddhist monastery and library built on 2 islets in the Hikkaduwa Lagoon on the southwestern coast of the country. In 1950, Sri Lanka's forest monk tradition gained unprecedented popular attention as English monks Nanamoli Bhikkhu and Nanavira Thera were ordained at the Island Hermitage by Jnanatiloka Mahathera himself. Having taken refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, Sri Lanka and its culture have stood the test of time, despite the country's troubled history.